All right, this is Ralph back with another tarot reading. This I'm using a slightly different spread. My last video, I did a 21 card Romani spread. Now this one I'm doing a modification of that same spread. This is what I call the 15 card mini Romani spread. And we got 3 rows of 5 cards, and I'm going to be reading it by columns. So, the question that we're going to be dealing with in this mini Romani tarot reading is, how can I find my soulmate? A hypothetical question, and one that we get quite a bit actually in love and relationships tarot. And so I've got the cards dealt out here, and the first column is dealing with the question itself. How can I find my soulmate? We got the Empress card suggesting that, okay, we've got love is in the air. Not the song, but I mean literally, love is in the air. The love that the person is looking for is real and is within reach. The second card here in the question, 3 of Wands. This to me suggests networking. Also, it suggests that the soulmate may already be in the picture, just that the client is unaware of this person's presence as of yet. We could be dealing with like a friend of a friend, and that other friend is still in the background, maybe not recognized. Maybe he's not aware of the other person. Maybe she's not aware of him either, but they are definitely within one another's orbits. They just haven't gotten together quite yet. They may not even be aware of one another yet. And then the next card here, King of Cups. So the question here, the king looking for the queen looking for the king, and the 3 of Wands suggesting that they are already in close proximity to one another. They're just not seeing one another for who they are quite yet. Now, the next column of 3 is the client's hopes, dreams, and fears. And here we see, looking for love, the 8 of Cups card, leaving behind some things that you have valued in the past, looking for something better. And then the 2 of Wands. Again, another card indicating creativity, another card indicating networking, but this time narrowing it down, one on one. Instead of a friend, we've got the 2 finally meeting. So that is the hope right here, that the 2 will get together. Problem here, a fear, I think, is that there's so many choices. Maybe the person who's asked this question has made the wrong choice. Maybe time and time again has been bitten, hurt in love before, and is gun shy, as we say sometimes where I live. The person is gun shy and just is wary of taking chances to reach out to somebody to really try to reignite that feeling of love, that feeling of passion. So, yeah, the hopes and fears here, looking for love, getting close, but being a little confused, overwhelmed by past experiences, not sure really about how to proceed into the future. Now, the next column of 3 here, this is the known past. This is what we know about the client's background, and we got the Queen of Cups. So definitely the client looking for somebody, wanting love, but, and here we have it, the 5 of Wands, a card suggesting conflict. So what we have here in the known past is that there has been a good love relationship, but there was a fight. There was a conflict. There was a parting of the ways, and maybe that conflict was brought about by some unrealistic expectations. And maybe the parting of the ways wasn't necessarily the best way to go. Sometimes in love and relationships, we have some very unrealistic expectations. We think that love is going to be happily ever after, This person is going to make me happy. This person is going to make me complete, full, and there will never be an argument. We will never have a disagreement. And that is a pipe dream. Reality is that people are different. People do love one another, but sometimes people can get under somebody else's skin without really wanting to, without really meaning to. Fights, arguments can break out, and we just have to be adult enough to be able to forgive, move on, and pick up the pieces all over again. But yeah, people are people. Even people that we love, even people that we might consider to be our soulmates. Yes, we're going to be very much alike in certain ways, and maybe sometimes that can breed conflict. And conflict isn't always bad. Sometimes conflict can be very positive. Good things can come out of conflict if it's handled properly. And then the last card here in the known past, decision to be made. This is a future decision to be made. Now, we've already seen in this reading so far that the soulmate is already in the orbit of the client. We just have to narrow it down. One reason why the client might not be seeing the soulmate for who he is this conflict in the past. This conflict that maybe she thought of as being a deal breaker, but in reality, maybe it was just part of the growing process, learning process. And so a decision has to be made. Do we go back and forgive, or do we continue to look for somebody new? And now the next series of cards here, the destiny and advice. Destiny is, okay, we've got the King of Wands. So we've got the soulmate, and I believe either in the picture already or coming into the picture very soon. That's followed by the strength card. And at first, this kind of threw me when I saw this in this reading. But now, kind of looking at the previous cards, it makes sense. The strength card can stand for examining yourself, examining your strengths that you have within you, also examining your weaknesses, your expectations, your attitudes about love. What are your attitudes about love? Do you expect a fairy tale type of a love and relationship story where they get together, they live happily ever after, never have a fight? And of course, that is a pipe dream. People are people. There will be conflicts in relationships. Sometimes nasty little conflicts sometimes. And we have to grow. We have to learn from those conflicts. We have to grow from those conflicts. And in life, we either grow closer together because of conflicts, or we grow apart. By taking a close examination of your own inner attitudes about love, about romance, about what you expect. What are your expectations in a soulmate? Are they too high? Are they too low? Are you setting your expectations properly? Go deep within and examine your own attitudes. Are you expecting a fairy tale relationship? I suggest you have to readjust your view of reality, because I don't see that in the cards. Literally, I do not see that in the cards. There will be conflict. You've got the inner strength to handle it, to grow from it, to forgive, to move on, to rebuild relationships in a new and better way. You just have to go within and find that strength within you. It's there. You just have to find it and become aware of it. And then the last card. Yeah, destiny and advice. The moon card. Things still being unclear, but things will become clear, I think, as a result of this inner work that the client needs to do. Yeah, look within yourself. What are your expectations? Are they unrealistic? And what do you have to do to change your expectations to kind of jive a little more closely with reality. And then the outcome cards. We got the five, yes. We got the Eight of Pentacles, suggesting the work to be done, which in this case is inner work, not financial work. Could also be an indication, though, that this person is in the picture. Could be within the job uh, environment, the work environment that the person is in. So again, be on the outlook. But I see this more as pertaining to the Strength card, doing the inner work to kind of get the right attitudes about love and relationships. And then once you got the right attitude about love and relationships, once you're clear about what you really want, what you expect to get from the universe, you will naturally begin to attract that love to you rather than pushing it away. And then the next card here, future outcome, happy home, solid foundation. And then the last card, King of Pentacles. Soulmate has been found. The Queen has found her king. So, yeah, definitely there is a very, very, very strong chance that this person is going to find their soulmate, find their love of a lifetime. But I think that there's been a conflict in the past that has kind of strained the relationship. And I think this relationship has already been begun. Just have to go back, examine, okay, what happened? What pushed you two away? How can you resolve that and draw one another together again? Yeah, I think what we're seeing in this reading is not necessarily a case where somebody has to play matchmaker and introduce, person A to person B and see if they kick it off. I think the people already have been made aware of one another. It's just that it's not quite clear yet that they are meant for one another because of maybe unrealistic expectations about love and relationships, perhaps on her part and his part as well. And so maybe what they need to do, get into a little bit of inner work and then get together again. Not just try to kind of repair past damage. Uh, See if you can meet all over again and and start a new relationship out of the conflict of the past relationship. So yeah, and here, I'm not seeing, like physical conflict, anything like that, abuse, physical abuse. That would be a definite deal killer right there. But I am seeing some personality conflicts is what I'm seeing here in this card. And something that can feel like, okay, maybe it was a deal killer, but in reality, it really isn't. But yeah, a lot of questioning here. That I have the feeling that the person asking this question has already met their soulmate and has already made the decision that this probably isn't the right person for me. And maybe I think we need to go back and revisit that past soulmate and kind of examine why was he or she rejected and what can we do to kind of patch things up, start all over again. Because sometimes love is hiding right under our nose and we don't see it for what it is because of our own expectations, perhaps pride, perhaps ego. But once we get beyond that, we can see things more clearly. And if this was a client that was in this room right now, or I was speaking to this client on the phone, we would begin to kind of explore, okay, what's been your past history with relationships and, what happened, uh, and just take things from there. But yeah, I definitely get the feeling that love is very close here. We just have to sort through the details and find who that person is. Because they already know one another. They're aware of one another's existence. It's just a matter of timing and getting them back together again in a love and relationships kind of a way. So that is this reading, and this was kind of one that took a few unexpected turns for me. But yeah, if you would like to get your own tarot reading, either love and relationships, business related, spiritual related, whatever, we handle a wide variety of questions. We do tarot readings by phone, my wife and I. I do them in English, my wife does them in Spanish. And you can get full details on how to book your full tarot reading by going to ralphshomebiz.com/tarot. And that link is going to be in the program description down below. Until later, this is Ralph signing out. Thanks for dropping by. That's a little demonstration of the 15 card mini Romani spread. And yeah, we'll be back later with future updates and more cards, more readings. Till then, have a great one. Talk later. Bye bye.